Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of the war against Crazy Russian. In this video I'm gonna show you Town Hall 9 attacks only, and that's gonna be a bit different than recent war recaps that I made. On this one I'm gonna show fresh attacks only, and that means that only bases that were 3-starred on the first attempt are gonna be shown in this video, and that's basically going to show you how to attack such bases and which troops are used, which kinds of attacks are used, everything related to fresh attacks. And also you're gonna see, of course, our clan's talent of getting adapted to first attack, to things that surprise you during the attack, traps, Tesla, stuff like that, that you do not know before attacking this base for the first time. No idea if I said something that makes sense. It doesn't matter, it's gonna be a long video, 22 minutes, something like 22 minutes from what I can see. And this is the first attack by Merc. By the way, sorry that I was late, a bit late with the videos. I made a car accident yesterday. A motorcycle crashed into my car and I had to deal with those stuff. I did want to make some videos during the last few days, but I just didn't have time because I had to deal with those stuff. If you're worried, as you can see, everything is pretty much alright. Hopefully everything is gonna be alright in the future as well. And you can see Merc's attacks over here. So he used some earthquake spells to open the whole core of the base. Notice that the whole core is open, and now he's gonna use hogs for the outer part. So hogs attacks are usually pretty risky if you cannot get the bombs, and in this case it was very easy deciding where the bombs. If you're looking at the outer ring, you can see that there's no way that the bombs are gonna be there. There are no places over there, and also it doesn't make a lot of sense putting bombs in the outer ring. So he used that. He came with a kill squad using those earthquake spells from the location where most likely the bombs are gonna be, and he got the 3-star. So the next attack is gonna be by Big Boy, and from what I remember when I watched it, he said I'm gonna 3-star for sure. I mean, he did 3-star, but it was pretty much a failure attack. So things didn't work over here, and you're gonna see what happens. So he's using 3 golems. It's gonna be a Golaloon attack, and usually when you're doing a fresh attack, notice over here the Tesla on the right side surprises him, and then the golem is going to that Tesla. So that's something he didn't expect. Also, if you noticed, if not, just go a bit back on the video, the wall breakers failed. They were released on bombs, on small bombs, and this is something that you should do if you can predict where the enemy kill squad is gonna come on your base, and just put those bombs just the way this guy did, and you can see what happens when those bombs meet the wall breakers. The wall breakers failed, and he had to use the earthquake spells in the location he used. He was supposed to use it a bit deeper, but no idea how he somehow got this base anyway. So that's kind of funny. So it's almost all of the balloons are already dropped, and I really had no idea how he got it. It was just, it's some kind of miracle or something like that. No idea. It was looking like a fail. Notice that the queen is not even that, and it's a level 30 queen. It's not some level 5 queen or something like that. So I don't know how to explain it. It just worked eventually. Somehow those lava pops got that queen, and I don't know, it's a matter of luck. Many times on a first attack it's a matter of luck if you're gonna get the base, but also you gotta adapt well. So notice that the changes that he made, the wall breakers didn't get through the wall. He didn't wait, he dropped the earthquake spells, and from there, you know, I always believe that the luck goes with the best. So he definitely managed to put a nice attack even though things didn't work. So the next attack is gonna be by OTIP, and it's gonna be against number 16. Remember, all those attacks are fresh 3-star attacks on Town Hall 9s. So and I think it really shows the huge talent that people that can do that have. It really requires the adaptation to the base, to things that happen. I mean, you can have a general plan, but something can always surprise you on the first attack, and if you cannot adapt yourself fast enough, you're gonna fail the attack, and many people do fail. So King is gonna go through that jump spell. He's gonna get an air defense, and I assume that he's gonna get to the second air defense, even the third one right now with those wall breakers. Again, notice how the wall breakers fail on this one as well. So Queen is gonna go to that compartment eventually because that wall was damaged and she decided to go into it. So the Queen is in that compartment, so he got one air defense with the King and a jump spell. Second air defense is with the Queen and the healers, and now notice that that third air defense is pretty close as well. So once he's gonna get rid of the Lava Hound, I haven't watched all of the attacks, so I'm kinda watching this one for the first time. So he seems to be running out of time, about one and a half minutes to go, so he's not waiting and starts sending those Lava Hounds with the balloons. And he's assuming that by the time that, no, he cannot assume that the Queen died. Oh, that's pretty surprising, but I think he took something like 3 Lava Hounds, so that should be enough. I can see 2 of them, so and 1 pop. So yeah, he had 3 Lava Hounds, so that should definitely deal with 2 air defense. So there's one main thing that we learn over here. You're gonna try in your attack taking out 3 air defenses like he tried doing, and just in case it doesn't work, you gotta bring 3 Lava Hounds, because if you wanna deal with 2 air defenses, you wanna bring 3 Lava Hounds. But if you do not know if you're gonna deal with 1 air defense or with 2 air defense, so bring 3 Lava Hounds just in case. This is exactly how he done it. And next attack is by Merc as well. He got a 6 stars on a fresh one, and we're gonna see this Valkyrie attack, again a Hog attack. So Merc is specialized with Hog attacks on fresh hits, and let's see what he's gonna do here. I haven't watched this attack as well, so let's see the interesting stuff that are gonna happen. There we go. Golems are going into those 2 air defenses. Wizards are dropped. Queen is going in as well, so he pretty much takes the whole wall of the defenses. And I think that once those are gonna be down, he's gonna drop some wall breakers, get through the wall, and drop those Valkyries and the King. So not hard to assume that. So notice how he opened 2 compartments and not only 1, and this way the Valks and the King can go directly to the Queen now with that jump spell dropped over here. So many times when you're bringing Valkyries, you can go from pretty much the other side of the base and yet reach the Queen. So he's gonna drop those Hogs very slowly. You gotta be careful, and he gotta wait for the Queen to die, and only once the Queen is down he can send the rest of the Hogs, and this is exactly what he's doing. About 3 Hogs at each of the Arch Tower, and they're taking it out very easily. So Queen is still alive, King is alive as well, lots of Hogs are left, and you gotta use them surgically, because if you're gonna meet double giant bombs, you're not gonna lose all of your Hogs, and this is exactly how surgical Hog works. You're bringing something like 3 or 4 Hogs at each defense, And if accidentally you did step on double giant bombs, you're not gonna lose all of your hogs, and the rest of the hogs are gonna be able to do the rest of the job. So total overkill over here on the first attack on this base. Queen is almost dead but still alive. Golem is not popped. King is fully alive, so very nice attack by Merc. Another one, he got the 6-star. So the next one is gonna be with a bit hero advantage, and this is definitely something that you should consider in your clan as well when you're making fresh attacks. Usually in our clan we let the higher hero guys do the fresh attacks, and lower heroes can do cleanup attacks because it's easier planning. When I'm planning my attacks, if I know the Teslas, then I can easily do the pathing for hogs, for balloons, for whatever I'm using. It's very easy doing that once you know the Teslas. But if Tesla is surprising you, for example like this one that just popped on, like on this case, it didn't have any effect because he was using the queen over there. But if he would be using something different, it could be very devastating. Notice on this one that Tesla almost got the wall breakers, and sometimes you gotta bring, especially on fresh attacks, you gotta bring more wall breakers than usual. So he was sending a hog to lure the clan castle troops, as you can see, and that hog stepped on a bomb, so he had to use another hog to get the rest of the clan castle troops. So that's again something that you cannot expect. If your hog is gonna die too fast when luring the clan castle, you're gonna have to bring another hog. So always when you're considering how many troops should you bring for a specific attack, you gotta make sure that you're bringing a bit extra. If that's a bit extra wizards, extra hogs, extra wall breakers, and that's how you do fresh attacks. This is how you gotta learn doing that, because if you're planning that you're gonna let's put it this way, if you think that you guessed the traps the right way and they weren't there, then your attack will mess up. It happens a lot. Many of the attacks are fails. I think that if we're watching our clan attacks on first hits, someone once asked me that in the comments, what's the ratio of success on first attacks in your clan? So in tough wars it can be something like 50%, so half of the attacks are, even less, it can be 40% as well. No idea how many attacks were here, but there were 20 Town Hall 9s, so if that's 22 minutes, I assume it's something like maybe 8 or 9 attacks. So it's close to 50% success on a first attack in our clan in tough wars. And in tough wars it means that they're meeting the toughest bases. For example, this one is in a ranged war, and Crazy Russian are a very tough clan, and they're not bad at building bases as well. So about 50%. If that's a farm war, if those are easy bases, internet bases, just a clan with, I don't know, low heroes, low defenses, or just not that good bases, it can get even to 70%, to 80%, maybe 90% in some of the cases. It really depends on the clan. So that should answer the question. So that means, it doesn't mean that you can, I don't know, do everything with cleanup, because sometimes you cannot do everything with cleanup, and you gotta have a high success in fresh attacks. Because for example in this war we had 10 Town Hall 10s and 20 Town Hall 9s, and we're using Town Hall 9s to get 2 stars on Town Hall 10 before the Town Hall 10s are getting their attacks in. So just in case, if you're not gonna attack some base for 3 stars, for example, among the Town Hall 10, so it's already 2 starred by Town Hall 9. So that's how it works. And if you're using 10 attacks for the Town Hall 10s. By Town Hall 9s, you are left with, if you have 20 Town Hall 9s, you have 40 attacks, 10 of them are used against Town Hall 10s, so you are left with 30 attacks on 20 bases. So if you're doing something like 50% success, if you're getting 15 attacks in, you're still left with something like 5 attacks that Town Hall 10s gotta do against those Town Hall 9s. So if you have more than 50%, then you don't need to use those Town Hall 10s, and you can focus with those Town Hall 10s against Town Hall 10s. So you gotta have a high success rate on first attack, and for that you gotta use the right attack, and you gotta choose the right people for those attacks, because not anyone can do fresh attacks. So this attack is something that I helped planning with, and I was sitting with Tony and we planned this attack, pretty much the troops and the way he's gonna do that. And the main idea was going with the golems from the upper part, get through the first compartment, drop the jump spell in the clan castle area, and this way get the queen, and also he's gonna get 1 air sweeper and 2 air defenses. And then notice the air defenses in the bottom, they are very close to the walls, and he's gonna use 3 lava hounds on those air defenses and gonna get them very easily. So 1 jump spell is used to get to the queen, poison spell of course is used for the clan castle troops, and the reason that he's bringing rage spells as well, first one is for the kill squad. As you can see, it's used right here, and if you don't want to use your queen ability way too early, you gotta use a rage spell, and it helps her killing the dragon very fast, as you can see. And the second rage spell is coming for locations where there are a bunch of 4 Teslas together. If there are 4 Teslas together and few more defenses, it's gonna be very hard taking out those defenses without using a rage spell. And notice on this one, all 4 Teslas are in 1 compartment, and Tony totally risked it. He should have used a rage spell right where the balloons are now in the right upper part. Notice that many of the balloons are almost dead, it's very close to dying, and that rage spell could help a lot with this attack. He decided, being a macho, and not using that rage spell, and you guys should do that, because if you're gonna fail, it's not gonna be so fun. It's not worth it, in my opinion. So last 2 balloons, notice on this one that this 1 balloon is used to attract that whiz tower, and you want that whiz tower to shoot at 1 balloon and not at those bunch of balloons, because they're gonna die. And you will notice that the last balloon now was supposed to get the arch tower, but there was an air trap over there and it killed the balloon. Anyway, it didn't affect the battle, but you can notice how you can attract defenses at 1 balloon before a bunch of balloons is coming to the area, especially whiz towers. And we planned that before, even though the base wasn't attacked before, it was the first attack. We planned that he's gonna save 1 or 2 balloons that are gonna take the attention of the whiz tower. We knew that a bunch of balloons are gonna go eventually to that whiz tower, and that was a very dangerous. It was very dangerous for the attack, because if that whiz tower would attack something like 5 or 6 balloons in a bunch, he's gonna do damage to all of them. If he's gonna do too much damage to them, they might not survive on their way to that last arch tower. So those are things that you definitely can plan before doing the attack, even though it's the first attack of the base, because you can pretty much know where the balloons are gonna go. And on this one it was very easy to see. On the previous attack, not this one, this is Dutch attack on number 30. He's probably have some hero advantage as well on this one. Yeah, level 30 against level 20. And as I said, there are things that you can definitely plan, and the rest of them are definitely stuff that you gotta adapt. You gotta be ready. If you're using hogs, you gotta be ready with the heal spells, and if you're not ready, if there was a single bomb, it's gonna do a lot of damage. If you didn't drop that heal spell on time, it's gonna be very devastating for your hogs. On this one he barely got it. I mean, he got hogs left, but most of them are almost dead. One last defense is left, that archer, and now they're gonna kill the skeletons as well. A lot of Valkyries are alive though, and I think that Valkyries are one of the most powerful attacks and one of the most reliable on first attacks. And if you're gonna count the amount of attacks that used Valkyries in those attacks that I showed you, all of them are fresh, all of them are first attacks on this base, you will probably see that more than half of them were using Valkyries, and that means a lot. That means that Valkyries, as I said, are the most reliable, and that's the reason people are using them on fresh attacks. Because if you're using Valkyries in the kill squad, they can do a lot of damage to the base. They can deal with double giant bombs, they can deal with any bombs, they can deal with heroes. Notice over here that he detonates those bombs in this way exactly, and this really saves the hogs. Also, they can take a lot of damage. I'm not sure if Supercell are gonna nerf the Valkyries or something like that, but they are very good. They really remind, if you can use them well, if you're experienced with the Valkyries, you can do a lot of fresh attacks. And I'm happy that we got a lot of attackers, a lot of Valkyrie attackers in the clan. It allows the Town Hall 9 to have a nice success rate on first attack. And that's basically it. That's the last attack. Hope you like it. If you did, like, subscribe and comment. Cleanup only is left, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye bye.